If there's anything I can say that I hope you take away from this video, I hope it is never trust a wolf who shows you where they hunt.
That's it. That's my intro.
Hi, I'm Amanda, you're watching Swell Entertainment, and today we are talking about how I made $52 million, my whole process, so you can just copy me. If I had actually made $52 million, I would not be doing this. I'd be doing what my dad likes to call take the money and run. But yes, today we are talking about this trend that I have been seeing on YouTube for a couple of months called So You Can Just Copy Me, or at least that's what I call it. And these are business type YouTube videos. I don't want to call these people YouTubers because I don't necessarily think they're actually YouTubers. In some instances, this is the first video they've ever made. And other times they've been trying to make business videos and they don't do particularly well. And then they make this video and then it gets a lot of views. So it's just this like really format that I've been seeing a lot that I want to discuss with you and go over a couple with you. We'll watch a couple together. You know how it is. You know, we're going to do a little deep divey dive together. The reason I say what I say in the opening is that that's my criticism of a lot of these business guru types. There are plenty of business and financial YouTubers that give great advice. I know quite a few of them now. But the thing is that there's a lot of gimmicks that are also exist in this genre that I am not personally a fan of. And I will tell these YouTubers to their faces, that's shitty. When I say the phrase, don't trust a wolf who shows you where they hunt, it's usually because of one or two things. One, the food is already gone from there, so why would you go there? Because they're showing you there so they can go find their new place. Or they're gonna hunt you next. I'm showing you where I hunt, and now you're my new prey. It's not a saying I came up with, that's one that's existed. What pops into my head whenever a YouTuber video comes up and I see a business guy being like, here's how I made this amount of money, okay? And they're showing you step by step so you can just copy them. Another frame of this, it's like, here's what I would do if I started from $0 today. And it's like, there's plenty of people who have done those experiments. And in some instances, like there was that one, I think millionaire or billionaire who's like, anyone can do anything. And so he's like, I'm gonna start from zero and literally live being homeless to show that anyone can pull themselves up and become a millionaire. And I think he had to abandon the experiment because he got violently ill, because obviously being homeless affects your health, which limits your ability to do certain things. Anyways, everyone deserves housing. My thing with like, you know, don't trust a wolf that shows you where to hunt, the ways that it comes up to me, it's like so often the way these guys actually make their money legitimately is by you buying their courses. There is a lot of money in being an expert in a topic and being able to teach that topic to other people. There are times where the actual like Forex traders are not making this amount of money, but teaching you how to be a Forex trader and selling a course on that, or teaching you how to, you know, set up your own drop shipping account and all of that, that makes people a lot of money. But their drop shipping account is just one of a billion, okay, that has no marketing, that has no advertising, and has maybe one monthly sale, if that. They're making the money from you thinking they are an expert in a topic and asking them to teach you because you believe that they have done the thing that you want to be doing. That was a convoluted way of saying that, but I stand by my statement. I'm literally just going to type in so you can just copy me. So even as you can see, because I have vidIQ, if you want to join vidIQ, it's down below. I do get a commission from that if you do that, but vidIQ is a plugin that I have off to the side here. It even says overall score for the phrase so you can just copy me is actually very low. Volume is about 54%. Competition is very high because a lot of these guys are now doing this. Some of these guys have 135K subs, 55K subs, 20K subs, 20K subs. Some of these guys have done multiple of these videos. So like right here, this is one that I've seen quite a bit. This is probably the first one. This is from 5 months ago that I saw step by step how I made 16.4 mil. So you can just copy me. This video in particular didn't bug me as much as some of these other ones will, because this one is very much like, here's what I did, here's the story. These other guys just straight up start showing graphs and shit. This one is more like, here is my story. Here is the idea of how I did this and all this stuff. And it's like, there's steps here, but he's very clearly telling the story more than anything and trying to explain that to inspire you and all of that. Now, what also is here is, want me to give you some help with your online business? No problem. Here's a video or who I can help and how, along with my calendar, so you can book in a call with me to discuss us working together. Here's how I might be able to help you. Click here to book a call. Making millions selling info. And it's an actual another video. This is one that has a What's it called? Click here to book a call. Let's see. Why work with Will? 7 years ago, I was a struggling musician living in my parents' spare room, making $1,500 per month on average. I was completely broke. To solve my financial situation, I began learning to trade financial markets. A year or so later, I was asked by a friend to teach him what I was learning. He offered to pay me $50 to spend 2 hours with me. Obviously, it's the same thing, like I said. The price evolved alongside the value from 50 to 500 to 5,000. Over the following 7 years, I made over 16.4 million selling online education before selling my company to a private equity firm for millions more. The selling of the teaching tools is where these guys actually make their money. Let's check his other videos really quick. I just sold my, why is he always drinking a coffee cup? Every millionaire does these three things. Broke people don't, 4.6. It's so funny because you can see the variation in his videos. So he's got 55,000 subs, William does. What I try to hide about my Rolex day date, 3.2 thousand views. Every millionaire does these three things. Broke people don't, 4.6. Step by step, I made 16.4 million. So you can just copy me. That's the one we talked about. Prior to that, there was another one that was big. How I'd make 10,000 a month ASAP if I had to start again. That same concept, those videos. There are certain trends that you see in the business world. The other one that we saw quite a lot fairly recently as well was the 2-cam. That was very popular after, I think it was Iman Gadzhi started doing it a lot, where it was like the cam here and then cam to the side, so you look very educated and philosophical as you're talking. All right, let's go to another one of these. This one is up here. This one's got more views. How I made 70.4 million online, so you can just copy me, from Charlie Morgan.
Ask yourself a question like, how do internet gurus actually make their money? Is it a scam? Do they sell organs? What's their rubbish course? Well, in this video, I'm going to actually literally pull back the entire curtain on the business model that has made me $17.4 million in the last few years, so you can literally copy it. I know what you're thinking. Here's a dude with some weird facial hair, a strange hairline, a small YouTube channel, and a big income claim. He's going to try and sell me the Giga Chad Sigma Testosterone Knowledge College. No, I'm not going to try and sell you anything in this video, all right?
So this is what I've been seeing a lot more now, where they literally have spreadsheets open, mind maps open, and they have their on video cam there where they're like walking you through this stuff. And this is what I want to dive into because I want to see exactly what the fuck it is.
Financials, what expenses I incur, what traffic sources I use, what processes I use, how I structure my team, literally the full shebang. But first, some proof. This is our live sales team tracker from 2023. You can see we booked about $9.5 million in revenue.
I mean, this is just a spreadsheet that you can plug information into. That's always the thing you got to look out for as well.
Every single week. So this is what people are buying from us. If you're wondering what I actually sell, it's an info business.
So again, he's like, I'm not selling you a course, but also here's the course that I sell. The thing with this, okay, is that sure, you can get involved in this. You could start your own course. But again, it's the oversaturation of the market. Every single person, it seems like, that is trying to do a business right now is talking about selling courses. When I'm on Instagram Reels and I'm scrolling through, I get recommended a lot of business women because obviously, all of them are talking about digital marketing right now or faceless social media content. There are these ebbs and flows and trend cycles that we see in business content specifically. And it's just like, let's see this again. Let's keep this going. But this is the product. It's information as a product.
Now, in conjunction to the product, we've got processes, traffic, funnels, math, and team.
Yes, sure. All of these individual pieces are great and helpful and dandy. Can you specifically yourself do this? Maybe. If I look through the rest of Charlie's page, how to beat 99% of your competition as an entrepreneur. It's a whiteboard video. Same with how to fix your life so you can get rich AF. That's always a good SEO on there. How I made $800,000 last month so you can just copy me. Obviously, another one of those. You have a lot of these things as well, okay? Where these guys give you a lot of free information. But it's like really cookie cutter. It's vague. It's all encompassing, okay? And you're like, well, this guy knows his stuff. He has to know my stuff as well. Like I want to do X, Y, and Z because I'm different. And so then you reach out to him. You give him your whole life story. You always knew you were going to be great. Maybe you fell on hard times. I really like your story. I don't normally do this, but maybe he's going to be like, for X amount of money, I will privately coach you. and we can help make your dreams come true. Can't make any guarantees. So let's see. We've got the growth call. Schedule your free growth call. Agency owners, coaches, and consultants. You're one step away from learning how you can fill your pipeline with 30 to 100 plus qualified appointments every single month. Guaranteed. The best part is if you don't get clients, we don't get paid, as we work on a pay on result basis. God, I should do some of these calls. Maybe that's the next video, is I just book a couple calls with these guys and I just, go full crazy with it. Recent results we've gotten for agency owners, coaches, and consultants, just like this. A lot of SMMA, because that's probably gonna come up a lot more. Social media marketing agency. And that's what a lot of these guys are getting into, is a company that helps businesses and individuals to leverage social media platforms to achieve their marketing and business goals. A lot of these business guys are advertising it. They all do the same thing. And eventually, once you all start doing the same thing, no one else can do the same thing. So then you're like, okay, well now what do I gotta pitch people? Because I can't pitch people on this anymore. So what else can we do to make money that then we can sell a course on, that we can sell coaching on? How do we do that? They just start pivoting. Constant pivoting. So obviously there's Charlie, the end game. You build a business that scales easily and you become a successful entrepreneur with plenty of money, freedom, and status. That's one of the things that always bugs me about a lot of these guys is the whole shtick. Because being an entrepreneur, being self-employed, starting a business, it's hard work. Now, it can be easier if you have a lot of money. It can be easier if you have family support, various things, but it's never going to be easier because you bought one specific course. That's never going to be the case. But their whole thing seems to be typically, I did the hard work, so you don't have to do the hard work. You get to do the easy work. This is easy money now, which is never the case. And that's one of the things that always bugs me about these guys. All right, let's go to a different one. We've got Corollas, how I made $54,000 with Shopify, so you can just copy me. Now, obviously, this is Shopify, different. Let's see what he's selling. I like the amount. I like that it's more doable, 54,000. It's not 16.4 million,
Let's see. 2 years ago, I decided to invest some of my savings to start my own Shopify store. The investment was only $800 to $900, and it was for the product inventory. And in just first 30 days of me running that store, I built it to over $10,000 in revenue and then sold that store.
He said, I scaled it to more than $10,000 in revenue in 1 month, and then shows two different numbers that don't equal $10,000. That's 1,000. Yeah, like he says, I scaled it to $10,000 and showed two screenshots as if that was evidence, but that's not. Then he sold the store.
To start a brand new Shopify store. I built that store for about 4 months and then sold it again, leading me to making over $50,000 in total profit.
He's showing screenshots that show sales, they show money, but none of this is adding up to what he is talking about. I think he's calculating in the totals that he claims he sold these things for. Nothing he shows proof that he sold these companies. But he's showing sales, so I'll give him that. He is showing sales, but none of them are adding up to what he's talking about. Digital products are also very common now. The thing that I've been seeing advertised a lot is the master rights, I believe is what they're calling them, the digital licensing master rights or something like that, where you buy the licensing for pre-made digital products and then you tweak them to make them your own and then you sell them. So you're not selling a digital product from scratch. That's something that a lot of these Instagram Reels girls that I've mentioned, that's what I'm seeing a lot from a lot of them. It's a thing, but again, if you've got 80,000 people selling a similar, if not the same preset or the same digital products, you lose all value. It just becomes a game of who can be the loudest, fastest, all of that. How I made 20K in 2 days, so you can just copy me. Let's do this. This is from Hayden Bunn with 1,000 subs.
In today's video, I'm gonna be giving away my full back-end operations, all of my funnels, my whole agency, my whole business model, all for free, and I'm going to be showing you guys everything that we do.
Proven 90% conversion rate funnel. You can't do that. But something I also want to note as well, because someone's going to be like, oh, well, just 1,000 followers, that doesn't mean good conversion. I knew someone who had 300 YouTube. They've passed away since. Okay, it's my stepmom. She would use YouTube to do videos on bar prep. Okay, to advertise her school, and she would get maybe 54 views on a video. Okay, but that 54 views would translate to at least 4 sales, which would translate to $8,000 of people signing up for her classes because her classes were so expensive for bar prep, because bar prep is a very expensive business. Sometimes it doesn't matter if they have small subs. If you can turn that into a conversion rate, that conversion rate can lead to money, you know? And that's where this as well, it's like, sure, you can try and get to these numbers all you want, but it's just like doing the work is hard and takes a lot of time. And it's not going to be as easy as like, oh, I can also make money from YouTube at the same time, because she never made a dime from YouTube itself. She made a dime from the conversions that came from YouTube. How I sold 106 homes so you can just copy me. How I make $124,000 a month online so you can just copy me. Acing a consulting case live so you can just copy me. And again, they're not saying nothing. I want to make that clear. Most of them aren't saying nothing. They're saying something. They're showing a mind map. But a matter of it comes down to is, are you going to be able to do exactly what they did and get the exact same result? No. That's why this thing bugs me a little bit. It's like, oh yeah, see, just copy me. That's simple. I can just copy you and just make all this money and all this stuff. Okay. Maybe the title of this video will just be so you can copy me. And I'll just be me and like a web of like stuff behind me. That might be it. There's certain people who can do courses and things like this. I, with the nature of my content, could never do a course. I could do a course about how to draw the coolest little thing you've ever seen in your life, okay? I'm not an artist by any means, but you know, I dabble. I can do a little submarine guy, okay? That looks like shit. That looks so bad. I forgot his legs. Damn it, I speed ran that. I forgot his legs. Yeah, I could do a class on how to do that, and there'd be a amount of you that would be like, oh my God, you're a scammer because I've criticized things like this. That's just the nature of how this goes. You know, once you start calling things out, the moment you start trying to do it, it doesn't matter what. I could hand out piles of gold and there would be someone like, oh, well, you criticized this and you didn't give me a bag to carry it with, you know? So again, it is what it is, okay? But also, what am I going to teach you about YouTube? What am I going to teach you? You know, I get emails from you guys all the time where it's like, hey, I love your videos. I really want to research how you do. How do you do what you do, okay? And it's like, how do I nicely tell them that I'm crazy and I never log off, and so much of my research starts because I was online when I was 10. How do I really convey that research method of just being crazy? Okay. Anarchy, I jump scared her the other day because she was like, oh, did you hear about this? And I started reciting what I knew about that, and she's like, how the fuck did you just reread the tweet? Like, I'm driving a car and just reciting what I know. And she's like, how are you literally conveying every information that was in this tweet that I just saw right now? And it's like, oh, because I saw that tweet this morning and I just retained it verbatim. Now, can I remember an interaction that I had where I shook someone's hand 5 minutes ago? No, because my brain is weird. There's things that I just experience that I can remember that I can then convey in a video and things like that. But there's things that I can't teach you. I can tell you, okay, go to high school. So finish high school, okay? The amount of people that are like, oh, you know, my kid really wants to do YouTube, all this stuff. And it's like, well, we don't know what to tell them. Like, they want to just do content. I'm like, oh my God, please make sure they at least graduate high school. Please, for the love of God, okay? Because you can do what I do by various ways, okay? But also, you're never going to be me, okay? But what you can do is you can learn how to talk to people. You can go to a crappy retail job and learn how to do conflict resolution, okay? Conflict de-escalation. You can learn how to talk to anyone when you don't want to talk to people. You have social anxiety, your coworker, your manager is going to tell you to go greet every single person in the store and ask if they need anything 3 times, even though you've just asked them the same thing. That gets you over a lot, okay? I can tell you that you can be a Girl Scout from the time you're in the 1st grade to the time you're in the 12th grade, okay? And then be a troop president and all this stuff and deal with a bunch of like hormonal teenagers. I can tell you to do that. I can tell you that it's not easy to sell cookies when you're no longer small and adorable and also super awkward. I can tell you all of that. I can tell you your parents should divorce, maybe. I can tell one of your parents to develop a drinking problem and have that affect you for the rest of your life. Like, I can tell you to do that, but that's not really going to sell a course. Is it? No, because I can't sell a course telling you to live your life. I can't sell you a course to figure out who you are and figure out how you can make life and your content and your business, etc., reflect you, because you can only do that. I do think there are some people here who probably think that they are doing a favor, but I also think there are people who realize that by doing these so you can just copy me style of content, that they are deifying themselves to an audience, maybe a new audience, a potential audience, their own audience, a little bit, because it's like, oh my God, here is proof that he made this amount of money. You can believe what you want. If you want to believe that this person made $4.6 million doing what they do, sure. Just please do your own research and really think about it before you give them any form of money for coaching, for the love of God. There have been coaching calls that I have heard about where someone's like, oh yeah, I gave money to this person who was great, but they had no idea how to do with my business. And it's like, and then they talked to a lawyer after they talked to this person, and the lawyer was like, oh, please don't do what they told you to do because you will go to jail for tax fraud or something. Sometimes someone's really well versed in their type of business and they don't know how to explain that to someone in a different line of business because there's different regulations and everything. Like someone who's working in food is going to have a different regulation than someone working in beauty or someone working in real estate, okay? Or someone working in consulting, okay? That's just how it's going to be. Like I said, a lot of these processes that they're sharing just trial and error. Oh, hey, I spent more money to make more money. I put some money aside that I could afford to put aside so that I could then buy products to sell this thing. It's like some of these things are just common sense, which I will give them that. That's better than these guru TikTok money advice guys that I see, which is a whole other deal that I don't even want to get into because every time I see these like very viral TikTok financial videos, I lose at least 5 years off my life because what do you mean you're telling people to just go into epic amounts of debt? And like I said, sometimes the initial video is not the one selling the stuff. It's the follow-up videos. This is adding to the lore of yourself, if anything, before you can then go and pitch because, oh, I already showed you I know what I'm talking about. Obviously, I know what you're talking about. Don't you want to give me money? That's going to be it. Have you ever bought one of these courses? Do you think my next video should be I bought the so you can just copy me courses so you don't have to? Have you ever bought a course that you actually thought was very much worth it, that you got actual results from versus just like, oh my God, I added money to their bank account? Let me know. Comment down below. Reminder that I stream on Twitch. Reminder that Swell Entertainment is now available on Spotify. Reminder to use code SWELL for 10% off on gamer subs. And like I said, if you want to use the vidIQ link in my description box, you get that information on the side. It helps with videos and things like that. Not sponsored, but I am an affiliate with them, just so you're aware. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. If you'd also like to support me on Patreon, links down below. Like, follow me on social media. That'll be all up here. And that's going to have a lovely day. Goodbye. I'm still not over like hey, I made all this money. Here are screenshots of money. It does not at all equal what he is saying that it should equal. Like just don't give us those screenshots. Like I almost would believe you more if you were just like, here's how much money I made versus give me a very clear screenshot that does not equal what you're telling me. Thank you, Oz, Eva, Ayana, Abby, Angel, Goth, Glenn, Palace, Pink, Jasmine, Lauren, Amy, Aslan, Medic, Rosie, Victor, Andrew, Tenzin, Sam, Mae West, Michael, Ryan, Adira, Nathan, Zwink, Literal, Jeffrey, Randy, QWERTY, Nomad, Thomas, Tasha, Donnie, Winter, Kenny, Robert, Cameron, Elliott.